Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Shanae, and today we're going to make classic pastry cream, or cream patisserie in French. It's a classic custard filling used in many different pastries and desserts. It's rich and smooth and very versatile. It's commonly used to fill eclairs, but you can also use it for fruit tarts or banana cream pie. So for this recipe, you don't need many ingredients. We'll need milk, egg yolks, sugar, cornstarch, flour, and vanilla extract. You can also use a vanilla bean if you have one, or vanilla bean paste. Today I'm using vanilla extract and it works just fine. So first we'll need to bring milk and vanilla extract to a boil. And if you're using vanilla bean, just cut it in half and scrape off the beans and put everything into the milk. And then we'll bring it to a boil over medium-high heat. Meanwhile, we'll whisk egg yolks with sugar until it's nice and pale yellow. By the way, here's a tip. If you roll up a wet paper towel or kitchen towel into a ring and place your bowl on top, it won't move, and it will be really handy when we do the next step. So my egg yolk is nice and pale, and into the mixture we're going to add flour and cornstarch and mix it in. And if you have watched my lemon meringue pie recipe, you know that I like to use flour along with cornstarch to thicken my curds and custards. The reason for it, cornstarch starts to activate at 200 degrees Fahrenheit and start losing its thickening power when it's cooked too long or stirred too vigorously. And in case the cornstarch fails, flour will be there as a backup. Don't worry, you won't taste flour in it because it's just such a small amount. Okay, I'll mix it in until it's fully incorporated. Perfect. My milk is coming to a boil, and now we're going to temper the egg yolks. Tempering means stirring in hot, boiling liquid into the egg yolks while stirring continuously. That way the egg yolks warm up gradually and it won't get scrambled. Nice big ladle, and stir, stir, stir. The wet towel comes in handy so it doesn't move all over while you're using both of your hands and can't hold the bowl. So I'll add a little more. That should be enough. Now we'll put this tempered egg yolks back into the saucepan. We don't have to worry about scrambling the egg yolks now. And we'll cook this mixture over medium-high, stirring continuously for about 5 to 7 minutes. What we're doing is we're trying to bring it to a boil. You'll start seeing the bubbles. The custard will be really thick and bubbles start bursting on top. After that, we'll cook it for a minute or so that we get nice and thick custard. Now it's important to whisk it continuously so that it doesn't scorch on the bottom. And also you will notice because of the cornstarch, it will start looking really lumpy, but that's totally okay. As you stir it, it will smooth out nicely. As you can see, it starts bubbling and burping, and keep stirring, and we'll cook it for about a minute or so. It's looking good and smells so good. If you don't cook the mixture long enough, your custard will be too runny, so we have to cook it for at least a minute after it comes to the boil. So when you're stirring, you can't tell if it's boiling or not, so if you stop stirring for a moment, you should start burping these bubbles. Now, to ensure a silky smooth texture, we're going to run it through the sieve. And we're going to chill the custard in the fridge for a few hours until it's nice and set. And I like to chill it in a flat dish like this so that it cools faster. But you can just put it in a bowl if you would like. And sieving is optional. If egg yolks got scrambled for whatever reason, it happens, it will remove all that. Look at that. So beautiful and smells delicious. I wish you can smell it. Now we'll need to cover it with a plastic wrap in contact so that there's no weird skin forms on top. Press it on. It's really hot, be careful. Okay, now we need to cool it at room temperature for an hour or two until it's completely cooled, and then we'll put it in the fridge for an hour or two so that it just sets nicely. And I'll show you when it's ready. It's been a couple of hours and it's set nicely. I'm going to peel off the plastic wrap. And don't be alarmed, the cream is going to look really weird and lumpy and thick, but you can whisk it back into nice and smooth consistency. Just vigorously whisk it. Okay, I used some old-fashioned elbow grease and whisked it into a nice smooth consistency. As you can see, it's so silky smooth and ready to use for whatever recipe you're using. Like I said, I have really delicious homemade banana cream pie that I use this very pastry cream for the filling. You can also use this for fruit tarts. It's ready to go. However, I like it to take it one step further and mix in a little bit whipped cream to create creme diplomat. It's called creme diplomat when you fold in a little bit whipped cream. So what I basically did is whipped half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to gently fold in about a third of the heavy cream into the pastry cream. And it creates such a light and airy, fluffy mixture. I love creme diplomat, and you can fill eclairs with this. It's just my favorite way. Gently fold in because we don't want to squish all the air from the whipped cream. You don't have to add any sugar into the heavy cream, just whip it as is. And then I'm going to fold in another third. Do you see how it's getting lighter in shade and lighter in texture? Oh my gosh, it's so good. But you can also use just straight pastry cream for filling eclairs. Now I'm going to return this back into this mixing bowl because it's easier to fold in a bowl than in a flat dish. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. So light and fluffy. It's just, can't wait to dive in. And besides using it for recipes, you can actually serve this with fresh berries if you would like, and serve it like this. It's just equally delicious. I love it for a quick dessert like this way. Let's go ahead and give it a taste test. Oh my gosh. So silky smooth, not overly sweet. It's perfectly balanced. I can't wait for you to give this recipe a try. I'm going to save this pastry cream for later because I'm making chocolate eclairs that I will be sharing with you next week. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to watch that video as well. Bye.